So for a university that prides itself as one of the best universities in Nigeria, and in fact the pride of the Southeast, this particular letter written by the registrar is too low and it's unacceptable, frankly speaking. I don't know why I'm really getting really angry about this particular issue, but I need to set the record straight. I'm going to read that letter to you so that you understand why that letter, it's better that that letter wasn't written. It was better that the school is even quiet about it and do this thing secretly than to release these types of letters. Now, in its commitment to upholding academic excellence and integrity, the management of Enugu State University of Science and Technology and ESUT has indefinitely suspended 4 lecturers and a class representative for sorting, also known as extortion, as reported by ESUT Monitor. Sorting refers to a practice where students pay cash or offer favors to receive undeserved marks from lecturers following the examinations or assessments. The individuals suspended are affiliated with the ESUT College of Medicine, known as ESUCOM. In an interview, the university's registrar, Mr. Ambrose Ugu, revealed that the suspensions were due to their alleged involvement in extortion aimed at securing grade upgrades. Mr. Ogu explained that the lecturer alleged collaborated with the class representatives who acted as intermediaries in soliciting monies from students claiming they had either failed the lecturer's exams or received poor grades. In the College of Medicine, we have suspended 4 lecturers. That's the statement of the letter now. It is reading. In the College of Medicine, we have suspended 4 lecturers for soliciting payments from students to improve their results. Some class reps have been known to go around after marking exams, collecting small amounts from students in exchange for ensuring that the lecturers upgrade their marks. Consequently, the 4 lecturers and the class representatives have been suspended indefinitely. In the future, we may disclose additional details, the registrar noted. However, Mr. Ogu did not reveal the names of the suspended lecturers. This is the part that I am really sad about. Mr. Ogu did not reveal the names of the suspended lecturers, emphasizing that their cases are still under investigation. It is worth noting that in August 2024, ESUT dismissed 6 lecturers over issues related to certificate forgery, sexual harassment, and grade alteration. Now, this is the very bad thing. You are investigating somebody, you are not even sure about the investigation, and yet you are releasing a statement of this magnitude, and they're still hiding those you are investigating. Who are those that are under investigation? They are of ESUT College, Medical College, and you cannot call their names. There's nothing wrong with calling their names and mentioning clearly that these are the people that are under investigation due to this and this, due to this, and even though investigations are still on, but they have been recused of their positions. That is how things are done in sane climes. You don't just release statements saying that you are investigating people, and you are given a leeway, to get them back, because this is actually what's going to happen. These people who are under so-called suspension will come back to you as registrar and tell you, can we pay our way back in? Can we bribe you? Because that's what most schools do. That's what most government schools do. These things happen every now and then. I'm still going to talk about the substance of the topic, in our institution. I'm going to talk about the substance. But this school is looking like they want to sweep it under the carpet. That is actually a letter from the registrar, whom I think are trying to cover up the excesses of those lecturers and the rep member who have been involved. This is one of these simple letters, because if you don't want to cover anybody, you will mention their names and use this as a deterrent to every other person who are looking to do it, who are also even doing it. So why are we hiding their names? They are still under investigation. Have you ever released look, even in normal investigations that you do, little here and there investigations that you do, they call names. I know that the only thing is for crime, you have to blur the person's face. Yes, blur the person's face, but you have to mention the person's name. You just have to mention the person's name. You can blur the person's face and saying that this is still under investigation. When your investigations are done, then you can now start, showing the faces of the people. Of course, the court have to also convict to that extent. But for crying out loud, when things like this happen, you just have to, in all manner of ways, endeavor that the school's integrity is held in high esteem. You suspend, not just suspend, you mention names that these people are under investigations for acts that are inimical to the progress and growth of the institutions, and then you do the needful and also release statements. Go and check this particular story. This story is not even on major newspapers. It's mainly on blogs and on this institution's website. And it's not even the institution's website, it's even on institution's blogs that is not even related to the institution in itself. No international media organization, no national paper is actually carrying this particular story. Something of this magnitude. You have suspended lecturers for extorting students to upgrade their grades, to pay their way through school, and then you are doing it on a hush, and then you release a statement. You release that under par statement. You release a statement without names, and then tomorrow you will still see those people in your institution coming there to teach in different capacities, or you still see those people in different institutions. This is actually what happens when things like this happen. What if the lecturers decide to leave the school? What if they decide to leave the school? They will still go out and perpetuate the same evil in another institution, because that's what happens. So you leave this school, since they have finally caught you. What you do is, what do you do? They didn't mention your name. Thank God, nobody knows you are the one that was mentioned, because if your name is mentioned, it will be difficult. It's just for them to Google your name, and then your name will come out as one of the lecturers who have been caught in extortion in a school A. So going to another school, it will now depend on the school to take him. If they don't do their due diligence, then you know that the school is even a culprit to this thing. So this is exactly what has been going on. The institution most of the time try to even defend their lecturers, not just defending it, going as far as not even releasing an accurate information, just because they want to be sure that their reputation is still intact, because this is actually what they're trying to do. I don't see any reason whatsoever, professionally, academically, why their names will not be published as investigating. Because again, you can investigate, at the end of the day you don't find anything, but their names are there. At least it's also publish it that these guys have been investigated and they have not been found wanting. So, but what's the force around why are you not putting their names and showing to the world that these people are under investigation, so that when they go out to another school, in case they decide to resign from that institution or leave that institution, other institution that they are going to, that they're planning to go to, would also mark them as people who are very dangerous when it comes to dealing with students. It's sad. It's terrible. And institutions have to be smart too. They should have to be smart too about these issues. I just said I should, air my thought around this particular matter, and I thought that if you have anything different from what I have said, you can add it. I'd love to hear from you if you have anything different from what I have stated clearly. If we have to build our institutions, it must be holistic. It must be deliberate. We must be deliberate in building our institutions. We wouldn't allow people who have spoiled our institutions, allow them go to another institution within the circle of our country, so that these guys will not be filtering around. Who knows? ESUT just expelled 6 lecturers last August, and now this is another one happening again in medicine, in College of Medicine, in that school. I mean, who knows the magnitude of what's going on in that institution? Who knows the magnitude of what's going on in that institution? Anyways, I said I was going to talk about the substance of this whole paying your way through and getting grades. it is a normal thing in Nigeria. It has become much more normal than even breathing the air. We are a corrupt people, and our institutions are showing how corrupt they are. This is not the first time we're hearing that people buy their way through. People don't even attend classes and they pass that course. Some people even graduate from institution, get the certificate, get a 2-1 certificate, and not just getting a certificate. You that is a student that graduated from year 1 to year 4, they would score the person who bought the result much more than you. These things play out. The only thing is, once you have the monies to bankroll, once you have the monies to pay, they will give it to you. It happens more even in private institutions. Yes, private institutions are owned by individuals, and individuals, once you walk up to individuals and say, can you give me a certificate from this institution, nobody's there. They just say you started from this point, and you graduated started at this year and finished at this particular year. You are given a certificate. You pay your money. Nobody ever checks. And these days, when you go to jobs, when you go to look for jobs with your certificate, nobody ever does due diligence. I can tell you for free, nobody ever does due diligence in looking out for people who maybe they went through that particular process. If somebody ever does due diligence in looking out for people who maybe they went through that particular process. If somebody present to you a certificate that is fake, how do you certify that the certificate is actually fake? People parade themselves as people who have gone through XYZ schools, and at the end of the day, we found out that those schools were actually fake schools. They didn't go to any school. They didn't go through those institutions. That all actually builds on people. When you have a graduate, tell them to come and write their names. They can't write their names. They can't express themselves. You've gone through schools for 4 years. You cannot speak intelligently. You cannot argue your matter out. You cannot engage people. That speaks to it. And there are so many people everywhere bribing their way through. It is us. It is happening. It is what it is. My brother, my sister, don't be shocked at these things happening. It's a deteriorating situation, and some things have to be done for a total overhauling of our institutions, right from the top up onto the bottom, or from the bottom to the top. We must have to have an overhauling system that speaks to reading out some of these criminals in the name of lecturers. They are saying that they are lecturing students and they are extorting them every now and then. The country is hard. The country is hard. Is the country not hard for the students too? Is the country not hard for every other person? Are you the only person the country is hard for? I'm so pained. I don't know why I'm panting. I heard about this and I'm panting. I'm talking about it. Now, I'm still talking about the institution, the so-called paying for grades. What people give sex for marks? It's sex for marks. The other one trended the other day. My colleague Kiki Modi. For those who don't know, I'm a very good friend of Kiki Modi. We worked together in Benin, at KUFM Benin, and she came out with her story. In fact, at that time, when she came to an office, I didn't even know that was what happened to her, but we just knew that she left school. But it was when I saw her story on BBC Investigative I thing, and I said, geez, what she was talented. She knows what she was doing. She was perfect, with her duties, with her jobs. So these are things you just put people's life on the hold, put people's life, on a backward spiral, and you still have these people sitting as lecturers, overseeing students whom they're supposed to be called daughters, whom they're supposed to be called sons. They have them, extort them. If you don't extort them monetarily, you extort them sexually. These people cannot and shouldn't be spared. They shouldn't be spared in any way. Name those names. I call on the ESUT authorities to please name those people. I'm not saying you should name them to shame them, because you have also said that investigations are still going on. There's nothing wrong in also saying that investigation, these are the names that you people are investigating, and that investigation will when it is done, you are going to bring it out for everybody to see the result of the investigation. But removing their names or not spelling their names out is giving them a leeway to escape to another institution to go and keep doing the same thing. So please, ESUT, do the needful. Very important. Thank you.